Oh, I'm upside down. Babe,
Woohoo!
I'm upside down. Can you tell me when I'm right side up? I feel like you're on the side.
I am on the side because I'm on my little tripod thing. Do I need
Well,
to turn
this
it the other way?
no, it's me. It's not you. I'm on my
But
iPad
no,
and
I think I'm sideways. Ah, they never should have gave you Queen's Live.
turn it Sade. That says Franny. What about me, Franny? Am I good? Oh, you know what? I think I need to hold on.
What, friend?
There, hold on. This. That's me. Oh, it's turning back to my. Hold on. I know what it is. Non-existent, Hannah. Hold on. What about now?
Yeah, yeah.
It says report a problem. There's no problem.
There is indeed a problem. There is very much, in fact, a problem.
What is it that Beyonce says? How about
A lot of stuff. I don't.
something about a problem? Remember?
America
America. America.
has a problem.
There we go. Wait, wait, Franny, am I still upside down?
No, you're good.
Okay. Do I need to push back a little bit?
Girl.
Because it's just my face. All right. Okay. There we go. All right. Sade, you're straightforward. You're
Yeah.
good. You know what? That's better. I like that one better.
Hold on, I'm trying to do my. It's on my little tripod thing, and I'm.
You know, this is something we should have tried in advance.
Listen, we're doing our best.
Hmm. And that's the only thing that you can ask for. I think that's an excuse that people make when they're not prepared.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Oh, just kidding. Hold on. Something is spinning. I promise y'all, one day we're gonna get it together.
We have it together.
Why is my thing going this way? I want it to stop. How do I make it stop?
I don't know. Is this your first time using this?
The tripod?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but when it. Okay. Just go ahead and start.
We are starting. We're fine. Take your time. I mean, don't take your time, but we're getting it together.
Okay, just
We're
look at my ceiling real quick.
wear your shoes and all the things. Listen, be very grateful that you have a closet you can sit in. I really want my entire closet remodeled.
I still need my car. You know, need is a strong word, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm with you, sister.
Yeah. Well, listen, I will start. How about that?
Okay.
And we can work through it. So, everyone who's here and who will see this later, welcome to Road to Royalty. I am Hannah Hassan with Epic Tribe,
I am Sade Hassan.
and we are the co-founders. So we founded Epic Tribe together, and this is Road to Royalty, where Sade. This is Road to Royalty, where
We are midweek, midday, but never ever mid.
that that is for anyone who sees this. That's the one thing that she was really holding on to: midweek, midday, but never mid. So I told her, like, every time, any chance you want to throw that in as we're talking, you can do that.
Okay, that'll
It,
be my
it's
thing.
a reminder, an affirmation, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we are going to spend a little bit of time on live today and next Wednesday and the next Wednesday and the next Wednesday, talking about Epic Tribe, about I Am Queen and our road to royalty. So that's sort of like a double entendre for the fact that we're going on the road with
Mm-hmm.
Queen, but also maybe we are constantly on a road to royalty,
Mm-hmm.
constantly in a place of designing and building our own queendom and deciding what that will look like. And so, it's this is our opportunity to sort of document that. We don't necessarily always do a great job of documenting our journey
Mm-hmm.
because we are often on the journey and we don't have time to stop and record. But so this is our, maybe like our diary, our chance to document our journey as we are on the road to royalty.
Yeah.
Um, so I planned a few things for us to talk about today. And let's get started. Are you fine with that,
Mm-hmm.
Sade? Okay. So I was thinking that something that I've noticed recently is that I am trying to learn how to be more efficient with my time, especially with like saying things in a short amount of time. I made a video recently on TikTok where I asked people to pause with me or to pause to look at the entire video, and I promised them that I would keep it under 1 minute. And
Mm-hmm.
you know that that is not my strong suit.
You know, you're a lover of words, so.
Lots of words. In order to make that 1 minute happen, it took me probably 45 minutes in the office of working around
I
that.
believe that.
It was very hard. So I'm proud of myself. So I thought we could do essentially a 1 minute challenge for anyone who wants to know more about Epic Tribe and for I Am Queen. So you pick one. I'm gonna give you Epic Tribe.
Okay.
If you talk about Epic Tribe in 1 minute, what would you say? Hold on, you didn't have time to prepare for this either. I want the girls to know that.
Yeah. Look, she's not ready.
Uh, but she's gonna have a stopwatch. I
Okay.
got it. I'm timing you, and when you're done, it's it. You know how to do this because we play Taboo, and
Mm-hmm.
like you know how to do it. So in 1 minute, when I say go, I want you to tell the people about Epic Tribe and go.
Epic Tribe is a Black woman owned theater production and consulting company. We anchor our work in storytelling, and all the work that we do center storytelling and, more specifically, stories of real people. We take those stories from different communities, different perspectives, and we put them on stages all across the country. We are most well known for I Am Queen, but we've done lots of other work before and since. We are Black women owned and operated. We tell Southern stories, and to the best of our ability, we try to create opportunities for other Black women theater makers, creatives, and entrepreneurs. But we'll take anybody who's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and not you doing it in under a minute. Hold on, go.
And
Okay. Also, something that I've learned from my storytelling workshops and classes is that 1 minute is a long time as well.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes we don't. I mean, we can capture our brilliance in 30 seconds if we need to.
mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, okay, now you do me.
Okay.
Timer. Are you going to count backwards from 60?
Look, okay. So my phone
I have
is
a question.
here. My
After
phone is on top of my laptop.
after everything that it took for us to get this, I'm gonna time myself and I'm gonna hold myself accountable.
Just hold it up. Hold it up on the screen.
No, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. That's gonna be too much. I'm gonna drop this phone.
Okay.
60 seconds to talk about I Am Queen.
I am Queen.
I Am Queen is Epic Tribe's original production that tells stories of Black women, real, living, contemporary Black women, because we do exist in real time, and we put those stories on the stage. It is an honoring, a celebration of our lives, our stories, our experiences. We have a class of queens and a cast of queens. So our class of queens are a group of women from whatever city that we're in who are doing the amazing work of building community in their city. And well, they're individual women who become a group. That's our class of queens. Our cast of queens are the women who we cast to bring those stories alive on stage. They're actors, they are singers, they are storytellers at their core, and they help make our productions really beautiful and amazing. I Am Queen initially started in Charlotte with I Am Queen Charlotte. We've done that a few different times, and now we are going to, this is my drum roll, Nashville, Tennessee, for I Am Queen Nashville, which will be on April the 19th at Polk Theater. Time.
I was counting in my head, and you were right there.
Okay. That was a lot,
Hmm.
but there's so much to sort of unpack, talk about where we are concerned, where our work is concerned, which is part of why we're doing this.
Right.
Um,
We don't get to talk about us a lot. Like usually when we talk, we're talking about specific projects. We're talking about, other people, other stories. So this is a good opportunity for us to talk about
yeah,
us, the work that we do, who we are, why we do it, all those things.
yep. I think that what we can do is let's do this. Let's break down us and our work inside of the work with the class and the cast of queens.
Okay.
So maybe let's start with the stories of the queens.
Okay.
So what do you?
So I guess what the people want to know. Talk to us about what what it's like to get people's stories. Like you do all the interviews. For those of you who don't know, we have a process that we use where Hannah interviews folks, and she talks to them one on one, and then she takes that interview to then write the story that later becomes the script for the show. So talk to us about kind of what it's like to take somebody's whole life that they put into an interview with you, and then even further distill that down for the
Yeah.
stage.
So let me provide a sort of background as well. Um, Most of the time, when, and you know what, we can talk specifically about Nashville since that is our upcoming show. The women who were chosen to be a part of the class of queens for Nashville are, just like what I said in the group, Black women who are making differences in their community, in small and in big ways. I think that for the most part, all of us do that.
Mhm.
And we always go with the saying that we tell the stories of some to honor the stories of many.
Yeah.
We know that we can't tell 500 individual stories on stage, so we hope
Though
that
we have been asked.
yes, we hope that in the sharing of stories of a few women who are courageous and brave enough to sit with us and let us into their world and into their lives, that all of us, many of us, not just Black women, but people can see themselves in it. So anyway, when I go into the process of interviewing uh, these women, I am nervous,
Hmm.
like
Are you?
super nervous,
Hmm.
because
I wouldn't guess that.
I don't know how they're going to take me. You know, I don't know if they're going to get it. You know, all the things that we have that run in our heads, or all the things that I have that are my own personal insecurities or feelings of self doubt, come up before I do an interview.
Hmm.
Also, these are phone calls. I don't like to do them as video chats like this. Um, I like to think about it as me, like, you know, at home, like, you know, like chilling. Like, I hope that that's what they're
Hmm.
doing. We let them know in advance to be in a quiet room and all those other things, and that the call will be no longer than an hour.
Hmm.
And going into Nashville, it was extremely, like, I was very nervous because I knew that these women, unless they had Googled me or us, didn't know our work either.
Hmm.
And so so when we start the calls, like, I make sure that the time is still good for them, you know, do a little bit of small talk, and then we're going into like me reading sort of the behind the
Hmm.
disclaimer and all that stuff to them. And after that, I give them a chance to ask questions. And this was the first time, and you know, as Epic Tribe, we have been doing this work for years, not just with Black women, but with people from many different backgrounds for different productions. The thing that was asked of me multiple times with this show that has never been asked of me before was like, do you own the rights to my life story? Like, after
Ma'am,
this is
we are not
we
Lifetime.
or not. But you know what? I really respect that question.
Hmm.
because the conversation about ownership is one that we as Black women,
Mm-hmm.
where our stories, where we could have that conversation along forever. And I answer that, of course, I don't own the rights to their life story. And I talk to them about what this is and what they can expect, and then we go into the conversation. We call them our queen conversations, which is just a one-on-one with me and the other queen. And I will say that all of the women, there are 8 women in our class of queens for Nashville, were open. These women are funny. Like, they were just naturally funny, and they let me in. So no, they don't tell me their entire life story, but they
Or
tell
do they? Because
me.
I've done a couple of these interviews,
Yeah.
and I feel like you do a really good job of creating an environment of comfort and
Mhm.
trust, because that's really required for this. Like, in order for us to have, like, you have to get a
Mhm.
lot so that you can decide which part is the best part for the
Yeah.
stage. And so you really have to, like, these people that you're interviewing really let you in.
Hmm.
And so you hear a lot.
Yeah.
What does that feel like to be on the receiving end of somebody's, life story, their emotions, their feelings, their memories, sometimes their deep dark secrets?
It feels like an honor, and I really mean that. People ask me all the time, like, how do you decompress? Is that heavy? And I don't. I Most of the time I don't need to decompress. I I feel very honored that these people who don't know me almost instantly feel a sense of community and trust with me, because that is who I want to be in the world. I want to create a space where they know that I will hold their stories like glass, And so, and when they give of their story in that way, I it empowers me. It creates a space where I can be the writer that I love,
Mm-hmm.
because I can write from a place of their truth, but my creativity,
Mm-hmm.
and those two together, like, really make such a beautiful experience. I can't wait for anyone who's in Nashville, because I think there will be lots of people there who are not necessarily just Nashvillians.
I
I don't
don't, I don't
Nashville.
think that's it, but go ahead.
I think that they're really going to love these stories, and it is because these women were willing to be vulnerable in this way. Can you imagine, like, sitting in an audience? Like, they did these interviews with me months and months ago. They're already now a script. They are already
Mhm.
passed along to a cast. The train it has left the
Yeah.
station, and I'm sure most of them can't even remember what we really even talked about. And
Hmm.
then
I
next
can't
month,
remember what I talked to you about yesterday.
you might not remember from an hour ago.
That's factual.
Next month, no, this is March. So next month they're gonna sit in an audience with their friends, their family members, strangers, and see this come alive on
Hmm.
stage. That that I can only imagine how they're gonna feel. It's gonna be good
Yeah.
though. It's
Yeah.
gonna,
It's magical. Like, the experience of the show is magical,
yeah,
and we've always gotten the feedback that that's how they feel too. Like, they feel like it's magic seeing their story, or a part of their story,
yeah,
played out on
yeah.
stage.
I love it. I can't. I'm. That's the part I'm looking forward to the most. All right, so I'm going to turn the microphone on you, and say that you are. You can't find your phone, and somehow the pickup brush is right there.
Listen.
You are our creative director for Epic Tribe.
Mhm.
You push the creative vision of the organization forward, and we love that. Now that, like, you're thinking about, like, people also maybe don't know that you do all of the design work for our costumes. So, like, you design from the thought process, you see it in your head. As a matter of fact, before costumes, our sort of branding, photo shoots, and things of that nature, you do all of that. So let's talk about, for Nashville, what your sort of thought was with the design for the photo shoot, and what we can expect to see on stage with our cast of queens.
Mhm.
And also, I want to know how it makes you feel. Like, how do you feel going into thinking about what these things need to look like? So I know a lot of the behind the scenes things, of course. Let's start with the photo shoot.
The cast or the class?
The cast.
So, um, it's interesting. It's interesting because my vision for the cast, especially ever since we found out that this show was going to be in Nashville, the way that my mind works, it just comes to me
Hmm.
instantly. And I knew um I wanted to play on like the denim and the casual elegance
Hmm.
of the Nashville that we know, but also making it queenly.
Hmm.
And so we did our first photo shoot for Nashville, and the vision was there. The vision was there, right?
Hmm.
Like the looks
Yeah.
killed, but we just ran into some bumps in the road. Like the first photo shoot that we did just did not turn out the way that we needed it to. It just didn't match the vision.
Hmm.
And so we had to have a very hard conversation. We spent a lot of resources curating and getting, makeup, clothes, for all that stuff. And there was just nothing about our first shoot that got us where we needed to be.
That
Yeah.
conversation was
It
very hard.
was very hard because,
We're not.
part of what I do is the business side of things.
Uh-huh.
And I like to keep that
Yeah.
purse tight. I
Yeah.
like to keep those coins in hand. But really, to maintain the integrity of what we're doing, we just did not have a choice.
Yeah.
We had to do a reshoot.
Hmm.
And so we did a reshoot, same looks, different makeup. So I I was the MUA for the second shoot, because that's a significant cost, and we had to make a decision for the integrity of what we were trying to do, but we also had to make it feasible.
Yeah.
And one way for us to do that was for me to do the makeup and the hair and the styling for the second shoot. But it turned out amazing. It got us to where we needed to go.
You
And
did
I think
not.
what is oh yes, it was
Hmm.
in our office. We
Hmm.
had just gotten our office. It was one of the first things we did in our
Yeah.
office. Um and it hit it. There
Hmm.
was a mark. And what happens for me creatively is within reason.
Hmm.
I don't like to fall below the mark.
Yeah.
Like, why would we intentionally fall below the mark?
Yeah.
And we have always made the decision to do what is best and not what is
Hmm.
easiest. And so we had to make that hard decision, but it worked out for the best. The photos turned out amazing. It gave us the right look and feel. Our cast looks amazing.
Yeah.
They look like queens who you want to come see on stage.
Yeah.
And you know, though that photo shoot sets the bar for so many things because those photos are used for all kinds of promotion
Yeah.
throughout the process. And then when it comes to what we're going to see on stage, the costuming and design element has really evolved
Yeah.
over time. For our first show, I was just styling ready to wear garments.
Hmm.
I was Shein's biggest customer. um, I have always known how to sew, but I had never sewn at that level.
Hmm.
And so going into the second show, we did the same thing, ready to wear, but
Yeah.
styling. Going into the last show, I felt that same feeling that it was falling short.
Hmm.
It looked good. It looked
Yeah.
good, but it wasn't the full creative vision that I had in my mind. And the only way, shy of hiring somebody to do all this custom seamstress work for us, the only way for me to get there was to do it myself.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I do this a lot. When I sat down at the sewing machine to start making costumes for the last show, I sewed things that I have never sewed before. Like I learned how to sew basic things. My mom
Yeah.
sewed, so I knew how to do, like, I know how to operate a sewing machine. I know how to do some basic stuff. I know how to, hem stuff, sew some. I sewed baby clothes for my kids when they were young.
Yeah.
I had never sewn a full grown up garment,
Hmm.
especially not one that had details and intricacies that were at the level of what we ended up having for the second show. So I really had to push myself. I sat down at the sewing machine. I went and bought all that fabric, and I was looking at the fabric, and the fabric was looking at me, and I just I put it together and it came out amazing. And so this time I actually started from sketches, which again I've never done.
Hmm.
I did not use any patterns. The most help that I've gotten from a pattern is I buy like I go to Goodwill and I'll buy like pants or dresses or skirts for sizing. Because another thing that I do is I start sewing without measurements most of the time. A lot of the times we might not know who our cast is at the time that I need to start costuming.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at them and I look at these sample garments and I say this person is in between here and there, and then I start cutting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you can expect to see this time is a more elevated and more, I would say, avant-garde version of the queen identity that we're trying to build with this Nashville
And
show. It's going to take the looks that we, huh?
what is the queen identity? It's
Yeah,
different for every show, right?
it is. So there is a different kind of slant to it for every show, but we have a full universe
Mm-hmm.
in which we create, like we create a reality around this show. And so we have creative standards that are in alignment with that. So we have a standard for what a queen looks like.
Mm-hmm.
We have a standard for how a queen acts. We have a standard for how a queen interacts with the other players, the young queens and the muses, because they are part of this bigger world that we create on the
Yeah.
stage. And so we always, number one, our queens are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Like they are, sometimes in costuming, the costume is more focused on selling something to the audience. Like they need you to know something about this person or who they are in the space, and their clothing tells you
Yeah.
that. For us, what we need people to know is that these are beautiful black women.
Mm-hmm.
And so, regardless of their skin tone, body size, shape, height, everybody is going to look their absolute best because at our best, that is what we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And so there is an aesthetic that is dramatic and elegant, but also I draw from different aesthetics. Like I think about what my mom used to look like,
Yeah.
like the hairstyles and the clothing, and I pull inspiration from all those things. Black women have been beautiful and immaculate and timeless. You
Since
know,
before
we
time.
have been icons
Yeah.
since before time. We
Yeah.
have so many things to